So, welcome back to the Wizard shop. And since Wizard doesn't like BMWs, I'm going to...
Hold on.
What?
I do like this one.
I thought you hated all BMWs.
Well, not all of them. I like the old ones. This is an E28. It's beautiful.
Yeah, I guess it is nice, but I thought everyone knows you don't like them.
Oh, no. I like this one. This is nice. Let's do a video on this one.
I guess, since we're already here.
Let's get to it.
Okay.
So no, I don't hate all BMWs. I just hate 90% of them. When you get back into the 80s and the 70s, they actually built a really good product that you yourself can work on, you can maintain it, and they're built very well and they look beautiful. It's when you get into the late 90s, early 2000s, especially the 3 Series, that it just goes way downhill really fast. I really don't like those and newer, but these are really cool. This one is a 1987 BMW 528e. This was in getting to the beginning of fuel injection. Multi-port fuel injection. We'll take a look at that here in a minute. It doesn't have the old Bosch Jetronic stuff on it. This is actually fuel injection like we think of. We'll take a look around this one. It's here for quite a long laundry list. So the guy that owns this car actually owned the blue Jaguar XJS that was just in here. He also owned the blue Maserati Coupe that we did a while back. He must own several cars. And as one gets done, he trades it out for another one. Really like doing business with this customer. He gave us, like I said, a laundry list of things to fix on this. Nothing major, no major teardowns, but just lots of little things that he wants to get done to bring it up to that next level. Let's take a look under the hood. We do have some of it apart. It's actually being worked on as we film, as we speak, I guess. But as you can see, it has individual fuel injectors for each port, intake port. That's true fuel injection like we think of when we think of fuel injection, not the Jetronic garbage. This one's single overhead cam, and it has rocker arms that ride right on the cam and push the valves open. This one's an inline 6, and as you can see, the valve cover's off because it had a valve cover gasket leak. We're going to go ahead and take care of that. He also wanted new spark plugs put in. We're taking care of that for him, and also this hose was brittle and cracked and about to break. We got a new one of those. There's not a whole lot in the engine we're needing to do, but we're taking care of some of these small items and get this thing up to snuff for him. Here we have a vane style mass airflow sensor. There's actually a flap in there that opens and closes as more air moves through it. You can see that a timing belt has been done back in 2014 at 19,280 miles. Here's our fuse box with some relays in it. And there's really not a whole lot to this as far as complexity. They're fairly simple to work on. I wouldn't mind owning one of these BMWs, and as you can see, I don't mind working on them as well. So again, not a whole lot in the engine bay that we're doing. Let's go ahead and take a look at the interior. As you can see, the cluster is removed. We're replacing some bulbs. There's lots of little bulbs here and there all over through the dash that are blown out, and the customer wants them all replaced. We're happy to do that for them. The radio doesn't work. We're looking into why. Also, he wants the shifter replaced. The handle has a crack in it. Look at these cool fins. Very 80s styling. I love it. Luckily, the dash isn't all cracked up or damaged. There's a bulb and a couple of screws there since we're having it apart, but the dash is in good shape, amazingly. Then we have the door panel. It's got a lot of cloth. This is before leather was super popular. Cloth was pretty popular then, so you get to see cloth. And as you can imagine, it also has cloth seats. It's starting to wear in some of the places. Some people prefer cloth seats. I don't. I like leather. And another thing that you're going to notice is behind me, the door panel is missing because this power window does not work. We're currently diagnosing is the motor bad, or is the little gearbox bad, or the regulator itself is seized up. We're trying to discover what's going on there. This door right here, the rear right door, had some issues with the regulator. It just came off its track. We were able to put it back together, and now it works fine. The door behind Mrs. Wizard It works, it just gets to a certain point and gets really slow. It probably just needs to be lubed up and cleaned up inside of there and get it rolling smoothly again. The window on the driver's door is perfectly fine, there's no issues there. As you can see, this is not hard to work on. Once you get the door panel off, I mean, you can reach right all through here and work on it. It's not hard at all. As you can see, the headliner's in good shape. It has a sunroof. It's like a heavy cloth headliner. It's in very nice condition. And the seats again are cloth in the back. We have some of the door apart, as we mentioned. This car is overall in really good shape for the age. It's a really nice car. It has an old BMW smell to it. I like it. Let's go ahead and look around the car. So as you can see, it has the US mandated, I think they're called 5-mile-an-hour bumpers or something, and they stick way out. It looks ugly. I call them picnic bumpers because you can get a sandwich and some chips and put your pop right here and just have lunch. Have a picnic right here in front of your car.
But we're shooting a video.
Oh, sorry. But yes, the front is iconic. I really don't care for the bumper. It sticks out too far. It's a beautiful, beautiful BMW front end. The wheels are a little dirty. The customer's been driving it around and using the car, so that doesn't surprise me. It does have a little dent there. Nothing serious. The body and the paint is really in pretty good shape for its age. It's missing the BMW cap there. I might see if I can find one for him. We come around to the back. You can see that it is a 528E, not an I, it's an E. I really like the center exhaust. It's almost in the center of the car. It's kind of neat. It's different. It's a beautiful, beautiful car. Here's some ventilation for the cabin. Nice little vent there, side vent. It looks like it used to have maybe an old cell phone antenna from the 80s or 90s or something. This wheel is in good shape. It's not dirty. The cap's there. Paint is decent all the way up here as well, and there is a dirty wheel there. That's really nice blue pinstriping. It really goes really well with this car, that color. Most of these that you find on Marketplace are rusted out, they don't run, the interior is trashed, and it's really nice to get one in the shop that's been taken care of. I really appreciate taking a nice car and making it nicer. What I don't appreciate in my shop is taking a piece of crap and trying to make it run again. I get a lot of calls. Actually, Crazy D in the office gets so many calls all week long. I've had this car for 37 years. It hasn't run in 10 years. Can you bring it back to life? We don't really do that here. What we really like to do is stuff like this to help you keep your running, clean-looking projects up to snuff. Everything in good order. Let's go ahead and take a look at some of the parts we actually have out of this car and on the cart over here. So here's the iconic BMW font instrument cluster. You can see it has 31,000 miles. And being that the 0 hasn't turned over, I would say it's 31,000 actual miles. That's amazing, guys. That is truly amazing. But I mentioned that a lot of the bulbs and things in the dash were not working. And just like this one here, this is indicator for park neutral drive and all that, which goes right in through here. And it's a couple of the bulbs were burned out. I removed one so we could match them up, and I've got some ordered. We'll get that back functional for the customer. All these other bulbs work fine for now. Here's our shifter I talked about. The shifter handle, you can see it's cracked from age. We will be ordering a new one. I'll see if I find a good used one on eBay or something like that. But that one he wants replaced. Here's our window motor. We're still in the process of testing all that, but it is out so we could see if it's rusted inside or corroded or something's wrong. And here's our spark plugs. They look to be original BMW spark plugs. Being that it has 31,000 miles on it, I'm not surprised that these are original plugs from 1987. Definitely time for new plugs. And here down below we have our valve cover with the crusty old gasket that doesn't seal anymore. We've got a new gasket coming. These are the years of BMW having nice solid metal valve covers, not chintzy plastic that breaks when you try to take it apart. This is why I like these older ones. They're made to be worked on. They're made to be maintained. The new ones are not. They want you to get a new BMW when your old one wears out. So these cars are not barn burners. They're not super fast. It has 122 horsepower and 170 pound-feet of torque. They're very fun to drive, somewhat economical, but they're not a Ferrari. They're not meant to be trying to keep up with supercars. They have plenty of power to get the job done, but it's not a race car. I actually have had a BMW in the past. It was a 94 BMW 530i wagon. Actually, this is when I first got started doing work for Tyler from Hoovie's Garage. He had a dealership and I had a really small shop. This is when Omega began. It was just me, nobody else. And he bought this at auction. He brought it to me to go through and sort it out and get it ready for sale. I called him that evening. I said, hey, I want to talk to you about this BMW. And he goes, oh, sure. What do you got? You need some valve cover gaskets or something? I said, no. The problem is it's not going to leave my shop. I'm taking it. He goes, what? I said, whatever it is that you're wanting for this car, I'm going to buy it. This thing is amazing. I love this car. And he was like, okay, I guess we'll do that then. I guess we don't need to worry about what's wrong with it because you can fix it. Anyways, long story short, I kept it for a while and I noticed it rode really harsh and it set a little lower than normal, and I found out that it had aftermarket springs and shocks. I don't get into that tuner stuff where you try to lower your car and go around corners really fast, and it rode really bad. And I decided at that time I didn't have the money to dump into cars. I decided to sell it because I didn't want to redo the whole suspension. I wish I never sold it though. It was so nice. The kids loved the double sunroof that it had, and when I sold it, actually a couple came all the way from Kansas City to purchase it. They were like, this is so cool, it's in such good shape, we will buy it, we will drive down there as long as you're sure you'll hold it for us. And we're like, yeah, we'll come on down and buy it, and they did. Where that car is at today, I don't know, but that was one and only BMW I've ever owned, and I would like to have that one back. It was really nice. A 3-liter V8, it was so tiny.
You did have another one.
Which one was that?
The one that somebody sold to you, and even before you even had a chance to even really get it, Hoovie said, yeah, I'm taking that one from you.
Oh yeah, that was like a 525i manual. Actually, it's on Elliot Alvis's channel. You've seen it on there. Hoovie on Hoovie's Garage did a Christmas giveaway, and one of the cars was a green BMW. That was actually mine. A customer sold it to me. They were like, scrap price, it runs and drive, I don't care, I want this car out of here. Value, money, it didn't matter to them, they just wanted it gone. I said, well yeah, sure, $400 or $500? They said, sold, we'll bring it up to you. I was like, okay. I didn't even get to drive the car. Hoovie showed up and he goes, oh, I want to drive this and do a video or do something with it. And I never got it back, and the next thing I know, it was given away on a Christmas special. So I never did get to enjoy that car, but I'm not mad. It's not a big deal.
You did end up with the van.
I did end up with a van, which I got to give away as well, so it's not a big deal. So if you're curious what kind of tools we use to work on this BMW, check my Amazon affiliates link in the description below. A lot of tools that I use in the shop to really save me a lot of high blood pressure and headaches are listed there for sale. We get a small cut and I appreciate it. And make sure you guys hit the subscribe button. We got a shop full of projects going on. So thanks for watching.